Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Elaine Orler coming to you from the Recruiting Trends and TA Tech Conference here in beautiful Florida. Can't believe the weather. But more importantly, I am so excited to be spending time with Madeline Laurano from Aptitude Research and one of my BFFs in this industry. Maddie, thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad you could come. I know you are presenting at this conference,
yes.
And I'm not going to give it all away. Tell us a little bit about the session that you're going to be sharing with us.
Yeah, so tomorrow at 11 o'clock, I'll be doing a panel on the future of predictive analytics, which I'm very excited about. Human intelligence will be on the panel, as well as Vizier.
Excellent. And now, you and I have been talking predictive analytics, reporting, metrics.
Yes.
I'm not even going to say how many years right now, but what are you seeing with this topic and with these solutions that are going to be on your panel?
So it's amazing because for the decade that we've been talking about this, there's still just as much misperception and confusion around predictive analytics that I think there was even 10 years ago. So the good news is a lot of these solutions and the solution providers have evolved so much in what they do and the way they're providing predictive analytics. And these are two providers that do an exceptional job. And they really have complete expertise in this area.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
I will definitely be on your session. I'm looking forward to the details because I know that this is just one of those topics that is going to take us into the next evolution of talent acquisition. And speaking of that, you've been doing research in this space, and I've got to tell everybody, this is the person I go to for all of my talent acquisition research.
Thank you.
And we've been working and collaborating on things for greater than 10 years. We started when we were 4 or 5.
We were in preschool.
I think you were 3 and I was 5. But either way, so you're continuing to dig in deep into the research side of things. So is there something else new on the horizon you're doing with research that we should know about?
Yeah, so we're really looking at providing more simplicity. I think there's a lot of confusion and complexity around talent acquisition, especially the technology. And what we're hoping to do, and my goal with the research, is to provide more simplicity around what a tech stack should be, the solution providers that really provide value, and what the key differentiators are. And to me, like the biggest shift that I've seen in the research is that the standalone ATS is not enough.
Right.
We sort of had that as the bread and butter, and then we'd have an ecosystem of technology to integrate with that, as you know. And now we need something pre-applicant, and we need something post-offer. And that, we call it the trifecta of the apply, the recruit, and the hire onboard, whatever you want to call it, is really making up more of a modern talent acquisition tech stack.
And it's solving for different problems.
Yes.
Too. It used to be we just needed to solve for this funnel. Everybody has a funnel. But now it's so much more than that. It's everything from how we engage, how we connect. What else are you seeing in those categories?
How we engage, how we connect, how we nurture talent, how we think about employer branding. And talent functions have developed to support that. There are many different roles.
Right.
It's like a modern marketing function where you have data scientists, and companies that we do case studies with actually interview financial analysts to come and join their talent acquisition team, which is amazing.
Which, and then it actually, for me, brings it all the way back to the predictive analytics.
Exactly.
Because with all of these different systems, with all of the different touch points, how on earth do you even measure what you're doing?
Right.
And boy, would it be great when we no longer are measured by time to fill.
I know.
And actually quality of hire is more important.
Yep.
But are you seeing anything else on the data side and the analytics side that you should tease into my ear what we're doing?
I think more data and analytics around that pre-applicant side. And I think, with recruitment marketing being such a buzzword, employer branding, how do we think about conversion rates? How do we think about what's the right content that will attract candidates?
Right.
How to engage them, how to, and then it helps to support everything down the funnel as well.
Right.
But diversity and inclusion is a big part of that too. And I know that's something we've talked a lot about, is how can we also provide more insight into some of these more strategic areas?
Right. And I think for me, the predictive piece, it's going to be one of those moments where, wouldn't it be great when their job requisition comes across the recruiter's desk, we already know what we did last time to get this job, how long it took to get the right candidates, the type of candidates, and had 3 candidates already interested because we've been pipelining them. And that to me is where predictive is really going to rubber to the road for us in talent acquisition. It's exciting to know we're close. It's exciting to know the solutions that are pushing for this, and organizations are really driving towards it. I'm going to ask you one last question, really going into the next year, because as we think about this show, and now we're going with really staying focused on talent acquisition and technology related to that, we're moving the show to 2019, and when we come into that year, what do you foresee being the big win solutions in 2019?
Yeah, it's so interesting. I think there's going to be a lot that changes. I actually think there's going to be consolidation in the next year. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with some of these standalone recruitment marketing providers, for example. What happens with some of the ATSs that tried to build out more capabilities. So I think we're going to see some consolidation by the time we meet again. I think we're going to maybe stop even talking about these terms like predictive analytics in mobile and some of the big themes because they're just going to be so ingrained in how we think about doing this. So that's my wish. We'll see.
Well, Madeline, thank you. And as always, you have an awesome vision. I look forward to seeing those things come true as well. For the many years that we've been looking at some of these things, and some of them have happened, I'm excited for what's going to be coming in the near future. And thank you for spending time with me today.
Thanks, Elaine.